What is up, guys? It's me, your boy Kwis, and we're back again with another video. And as you can tell by the title of today's video, we're obviously going to be talking about the Leffen situation. I guess that's what we'll call it. So to quickly catch you guys up to speed who have no idea what's going on, there is a very popular Super Smash Bros. Player called Leffen, and he has been streaming Tekken a lot recently. And let's just say it hasn't been the most wholesome of encounters the community has had in a while. He kind of has like nothing really positive to say about the game. He's kind of always going off on negative tangents, saying, you know, this is bad about the game, this is bad about the game, yada yada yada, this guy's cheesing me, blah blah blah, right? It's kind of just like a love letter to scrub quotes sometimes, but that's not really what I talk about, right? People are allowed to have negative opinions about the game. People are allowed to like not enjoy the game and whatever. I think the reason why Leffen in particular has this kind of mentality is he's someone who is very good at the games he plays, right? You know, he was one of the best, or I guess still is one of the best at Super Smash Bros. Melee. Played Ultimate, I think. I'm not too sure. I'm not too, you know, well versed in my Leffen history, but you know, one of the best in the world for that game. You know, he also, when he tried his hand at Dragon Ball Fighters, was also able to, you know, play a very close game against one of the best in the world at the time, Goichi. So he's someone who's definitely determined and definitely very good at the things that he does. And I feel like his problem with Tekken right now is he's trying to get too good too quickly. That might sound a bit weird. You may not know what I'm talking about, but I think if you kind of watch enough, you'll kind of understand what I'm talking about. You know, he just kind of wants to, he wants to be at that top level. And I think part of the reason you get like this reaction from him that we've been seeing is he doesn't really want to get good for any, like, I don't know, he doesn't want to be the best in Europe and, you know, compete and make Tekken World Tour finals. You know, this game is his passion. I kind of think he just wants to get good for the sake of getting good. You know, he can say he's good, I am good, sort of thing, right? And there's nothing inherently wrong with that. If that's what he wants, go ahead. But I'm just speculating. I don't know his true intentions here. But like I said, I don't really want to focus on Leffen too much because, you know, people can have their opinions. People could not like a thing. My main problem with it is that when he does stream, he's like #1 in the Tekken directory and the time that he streams. So he'll normally be the first thing people see when they click on Tekken 7, want to watch a game. And, you know, if they just walk in, like say someone completely new wants to watch some Tekken 7 and, you know, they see the guy who's, in their opinion right now, the most popular person doing it, just shitting on the game, that could hurt their experience a little bit. But that's my only real problem with it. You can have your opinions. What I really have an issue with is, I guess, the community reaction to it on some level, right? I can understand the community like being outraged and frustrated that someone, you know, isn't saying nice things about the game all the time. You know, he's an outsider and you just don't want to hear it, and I guess that's fine, but don't then go to him and then spread that negativity towards him, right? Do not go in his stream and call him a bitch. Don't go to his stream and tell him how much you hate him and stuff like that, because the reason that I feel like that is so, you know, personal to me is I get that kind of stuff, like, and it then spills over to me, right? Like people who have been banned from his stream for talking shit or whatever, then come to my stream and they're like, yo, I just got banned from Leffen's stream for calling him a bitch. And my only reaction to it is that, yeah, I do the same thing, right? Like, I don't understand how this isn't common courtesy for people to know. I don't want you talking shit about me in my stream in a place where I can control it. I'll just get rid of you. It's kind of that simple. And also, it kind of proves everything he has to say about the community right. If everything the community are throwing at him is just some negative nonsense all the time, he's gonna then have this negative view of the community because it's all he sees. He's only seeing the worst of the community. That's the thing. And I think this could end up harming the game later on down the line in the future. Like, I brought up a small analogy in one of my, was it an analogy or an anecdote? I don't know. Maybe it was an anecdote. Wherever it was, I brought it up at one of my most recent streams, talking about how, you know, maybe one day, you know, what if TSM, they sit all their players down, they sit, you know, their creative members down, they sit all their whatevers down, and they're just like, listen, we want to expand into a fighting game. does anyone have any ideas? And then someone in the corner room just goes, you know what, Tekken, I feel like we should get into Tekken. The game's doing good right now. Season 4 is just coming out. Their netcode is improved. You know, everyone's having a good time with the game. It's so fun to watch. I enjoy the game, right? And the people in the room are just murmuring like, yeah, that's a good idea. Does anyone have any experience in the Tekken community? And then Leffen puts his hand up and he's like, yes, they are the most incredibly toxic fighting game community I've ever come into contact with. I wouldn't recommend it. And then obviously with him, someone who's been with the org for so long, having such an influence over the org, they could turn around and be like, oh, well, then I guess, you know, we shouldn't get involved in Tekken if, you know, what Leffen says is true. Obviously, this is... I don't think this is a likely thing to ever happen, but it like these are the kinds of things that obviously can have an impact on our community later on down the line without even knowing. And I just feel like there's no need to spread all this negativity to Leffen, because maybe one day TSM do want to sign a Tekken player. You know, say they pick up, I don't know, who's really good and unsponsored right now. Say they pick up like JDCR, right? TSM pick up JDCR. They're like, yes, this is someone with our organization. We want to be helping Tekken moving forward. We're going to help sponsor some events and stuff like that. We're going to help the game grow, right? And I don't know, like Cloud9 see that, right? And they're like, whoa, you know, TSM are getting involved. You know, let's get involved. Let's pick up someone who's really good. Who's you know, who needs a new sponsor. They find someone, pick them up, right? And I don't know, G2, they see that and like, yeah, you know, Tekken's doing so well. Like Cloud9 are getting involved, TSM are getting involved. Let's get involved too. You know, sponsor interest can grow, and that just helps the game in the long run. You know, bigger money for prize pools, more sponsor interest, more people getting involved with the game, more people playing the game, more people watching the game, and just, you know, everything's all nice and dandy. But because you wanted to go to Leffen's chat and call him a bitch because he didn't know how to backdash properly, that's not happening. Well done. Look what you did. Great job. You killed Tekken. Obviously that was a bit of a joke there from me. I hope no one was seriously offended by that, but I think like my main point here is just like, there's no need to just go and be toxic to Leffen, right? Like, he has some weird takes here and there about the game. He's not a pro. He hasn't been playing for years, to my knowledge. And Tekken is a game that just takes time to get good at. It's something I've said very often. When I used to coach people, I used to always mention like, there is no replacement for experience when it comes to this game. Like, yes, you can try and learn everything fast, but you know, muscle memory, experience, playing the game, being in those clutch moments, those are the things that are really going to help you grow as a player. And if you're someone who just hasn't been in those moments, like, you can try and book learn as much as you want, but you still need that experience, that muscle memory, that training built into you, right? And you know, I've watched a few things from Leffen. Like, he's not terrible at the game for someone who's not been playing it for that long. Obviously he's not the best, but that's just to be expected when you haven't been playing this game that long. But I think this is a very appropriate time to bring this up as well, because I've seen very recently, as you know, people's opinions on things game related then end up with, you know, actual hate being thrown their way and thrown at their character. Akuma players. So I just think it's kind of appropriate that we just take a look at, okay, like, you may not be a fan of the community right now, but you know, that's because you guys are not showing him the best of the community. I'm not talking to anyone specifically, but if you are that person going to his chat and calling him a bitch and saying he's this and calling him trash, then yeah, he's obviously not going to be like, this community is great, right? Like, I understand this can be a thing that's, you know, there are bad eggs in every single community, but we're literally only showing him the bad eggs in our community right now, right? I found like Fergus had a very good take on this in a tweet very recently. I'm going to put it up on the screen. I'm finding Leffen's reactions to learning Tekken interesting. He's a top player in another fighting game, so I guess he expected to be good at Tekken fast and had all these expectations. Unfortunately, Tekken is a commitment as a game to get good at. I've seen many people drop the game. I can relate a bit wanting to bypass all the knowledge checks and just get to the meat of the game and play properly, as I'm kind of going through that with Soul Calibur 6. But it's also important to know that every fighting game is a commitment and it's okay to be shit it before you get anywhere. And yeah, I think that kind of sums up what I'm saying, right? He's just trying to bypass the I'm shit moments and just get to the straight up I'm a god at this game. And you know, he is good at, like, he got good at Dragon Ball Fighters very fast from, you know, from what I've been able to see. So I just think Tekken is just one of the hardest games to learn, and that it does take time. And I think, you know, he needs to take that time and just not worry about being good so fast, you know. But I think he'd have less of that pressure of you guys would just leave him alone, right? If you don't like, at the end of the day, if you don't like what he's saying, if you don't like him as a person, if you're only gonna just throw shit at him, why are you in his stream, right? Why are you watching him stream? Why are you trying to antagonize him? Just leave him alone. Just do something else with your life. Go watch someone that you do like. Why don't you watch my Twitch stream, right? Oh, shameless plugs, I love them. But yeah, seriously, just leave him alone. If you're just gonna continue to show him the worst of our community, because it only comes back to bite us in the end. And I think that's all I have to say on this one. Thank you all for watching this video. Please like, comment, and subscribe, and I will catch you guys in the next.
Great. Round 3. Fight. KO.
Hey, you. You want to try me, Gov?